Well, DJI has done it again. They just announced a new drone called the iDrone Mini 4 Pro. Well, no, that's not right. It's the iPhone Mini 4 Pro. No, that's not it either. I think it's just the Mini 4 Pro. So let's talk about that for a minute. Now, I'm not going to spend a lot of time going over the specs for this drone. You can go on YouTube. There are a ton of reviews already up there made by the DJI fanboys. Those people get these products 2 or 3 weeks ahead of time, can review them, put their video together, and issue it on the release date. So you can get all the detailed information there. I want to talk about something different. Let's compare drones in general to smartphones. Take Apple, for instance. Their iPhone was introduced in 2007, so it's been on the market for 16 years. And over that period of time, they've made a lot of changes to it, some major in nature. But as we've gone through more and more iterations of the iPhone, those changes become more and more minimal, in my opinion. We're now up to the iPhone 15, and while it's a great little computer, the changes year after year have slowed considerably, in my opinion, meaning they look more iterative in nature. I believe we can say the same thing about our drones. If you look at DJI, their first one came out in 2013. So we've had 10 years of upgrades on our DJI drones. And just like the iPhone, over those 10 years we've had some major upgrades, making the drone more user-friendly, in general more and more usable, and higher quality all around. But with the Mini 4, what did we get? Well, the big one they talk about is the omnidirectional obstacle avoidance system. And while that's a great system and a lot of people like it, is it really that important to us? Now, if you're a brand new pilot just learning to fly, yes, having the ability to fly through things without worrying about running over something or into something, I think is a huge benefit. But as you become a more and more experienced pilot, I tend to think that's not that important. Once you become a good pilot, in my opinion, obstacle avoidance gets in the way. Let me give you an example. Okay, here I am outside with the Mini 3 Pro. Now I've got obstacle avoidance turned on, and if you remember, it's got front, back, and downward vision. It has nothing to the side and nothing above it. But I've got this arch that I want to fly through and get a video of it. So let's see what it'll do. Let me line up just a bit and push forward on the right stick. Moving slightly forward and it stopped. It's not going anywhere. If you look at the screen, you see that big red arc on the top? That means there's an obstacle up there. You see the arc on the bottom? Well, that's me behind it. So it won't let me go any further this way. What happens if I turn off the obstacle avoidance? Go here to the main screen, hit off. Notice the beeping stops now. And if I fly forward, look at that. Goes right through the opening with no problem. One back. Right back through, no issues. I was within a few inches of a post on the right and leaves on the bottom, and it made no difference. So if I've got to turn off the obstacle avoidance on the Mini 3 Pro, why would I want to upgrade to the Mini 4 Pro with sideways obstacle avoidance just to have to turn everything off? Makes no sense to me. So there you go. Once you get confident with your piloting skills, turning off obstacle avoidance actually helps you. I think it's kind of funny if you look closely at the introductory video on their website. It shows the drone flying in areas where it couldn't possibly go with obstacle avoidance turned on. In fact, if you look at the specs, you'll see that the obstacle avoidance area is about a ½ meter on either side of the drone. So that means you need at least a 3-foot wide pathway to fly through with the obstacle avoidance on. So what about the camera specs? Well, they're pretty much the same. Same sensor size, same f-stop rating, with a slight increase in slow motion capabilities. We now have access to multiple color profiles, the normal one, HLG, and D-Log-M, which gives us access to 10-bit color. It also has dual native ISO to help us with nighttime photography. Just remember, once you upload this stuff to YouTube and they compress it, any gains you realize with the upgrade on the drone are basically negated. What about autonomous flight? Well, with the introduction of omnidirectional obstacle avoidance, they've now added waypoints, Active Track 360, and some other things. And with this, we get DJI's O4 transmission system with an advertised range of 12 miles. Even though we'll never use it, it ensures good quality communication between the drone and the control station. So what's the bottom line? Well, if you're a brand new pilot, the Mini 4 Pro might be a good option for you. But just recognize currently there's some really good sales going on in the Mini 3 Pro, and the Mini 3 Pro is probably one of my all-time favorite drones. Just remember that chasing technology is always a bad idea. Unless an upgrade is going to improve the return on investment to what you're doing, there's no reason to upgrade. I don't plan to upgrade for a couple reasons. One, if I buy the new Mini 4 Pro, of course that's a new purchase, but I've also got to buy the new RC2 controller because like DJI does, the new RC2 controller is not going to be backwards compatible to the Mini 3 Pro. Now, none of this is meant to criticize DJI as a company. They make fantastic drones. We've got a whole fleet of them. I enjoy flying each and every one of them. All I'm trying to do is caution you. When you're making a decision to upgrade, do you really need the upgrade? Is the upgrade beneficial to you? How are you going to implement it? Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a big thumbs up. Subscribe down below. And if you feel like sharing it with your friends, please do so. That would be greatly appreciated. And as always, thank you so much for watching.
Caught behind Venetian blinds, out of reach for the city lights. This ain't where I belong. Hey, look at me, man.